2 decades of work as a journalist prepared me for the Senate, and my 3 terms in the Senate readied me for public service in my home province of Antique.
What is my dream for our country? For us to be living in a sustainable, resilient country.
Kwentong pang-araw-araw sa panahon ng ECQ, quarantine, lockdown,
I address this humble chamber in recognition of a planet that is fast declining.
Feel you in the wind, I see you in the trees. Everywhere I look, I feel your heartbeat. Majestic mountains high, in every drop of rain. All of this just shows me how much you love me. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your constant care for me. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your endless grace for me. Rustling of the leaves, the chirping of the birds, a perfect symphony. Smell of the flowers, the richness of the soil, the sweetness of the fruit that satisfies. I am amazed by the symphony of your creation. I am amazed by your omnipresence. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your endless grace for me. From a firefly to a shooting star, to a song a cricket sings, from the raging seas to the placid lakes, to the bubbling of the stream. From the rays I feel, from the rising sun, to the stillness of the night. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your constant love for me. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty.
The challenges we are facing today are global in nature, but most of these issues are concentrated in cities. This is precisely the reason former Senator and Deputy House Speaker Loren Legarda went down to the grassroots to better address big issues like climate change from the ground. So, Congressman Legarda is with us in this episode to discuss the news of the day and why it's basically important for the smallest units of government to muscle their way to the policymaking table in the national agenda setting. I am Vernon Velasco.
And I'm Confi Manalo.
Good morning, Congressman Legarda. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Straight Talk.
Yeah.
Tamang-tama ang sinabi nyo, Confi and Vernon, na yung mga national na policy at batas na ginawa ko from 1998 hanggang 2019. Kaya ang naging hamon sa akin, i-apply ito sa local governments. That's why bilang representante ng Antique ngayon, at nakita nyo yung video, thank you for airing that amazing Antique video, ay na-apply natin ang ating mga national laws and those policies that I speak about in the United Nations, Global Champion of the UN, and I can see mas mahirap ang sa lokal. Kaya yun ang challenge sa atin. So thank you for mentioning that. And yes, the implementation of many of our policies, the test of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes.
Dapat talaga sa bawat LGU, sa bawat barangay nga sa bawat bahay. Kaya unang-una tatanong niyo sa akin, ano ba yung mga suot na nakita niyo sa video pinakita niyo kanina at ano ba ito? Nag-repeat ito, repeat performance, paborito ko. Yeah. Kasi ito yung patadyong. Ito yung sa mga rural livelihood namin na wini-weave manually sa Antique na ginagawa rin sa aming karatig bayan ng Aklan at ng Iloilo at sa iba't ibang mga weaving areas, communities around the country. Kaya buwabati ako, sigurado ko pinapanood ang inyong Straight Talk sa Antique, ay mayad nga aga, kaninyong tanan, at babati din sa mga probinsya sa Panay. Sana nanonood kayo ng Straight Talk. Pero hindi nyo na itatanong, ang aking nanay ay Ilocana, si Yaya. At babati din ako, I'm sure napapanood kayo sa Ilocos region, pati na rin sa Cordillera na imbang gabigat. Okay. At umaabot ba kayong Cebu? Maayong buntag, kaninyong tanan. Ayan. Sigurado naman ako mga Bicolano, paborito kayo. Marahay nga aga. Ayan. At Masantosya, Kabuasan. Tama ba yun? Sa Pangasinense. Yun. Anyway, meron ba ako na-miss? Ang Ilocano, binati ko, Kapampangan. Paano ba, Komi, ang Kapampangan? Tetes kita. Paano magbati? Ayun. Ayan, ang Kapampangan, mayak, ayabak po. Tama kaya yung mga bati ko. Ang siguradong tama ako, yung Ilocano at saka yung Kinaraya. Kaya excited ako makausap kayo ngayong araw na ito. At nakita ko parang nagdarasal kayo kanina
Opo, maganda po yung prayer na ginawa ninyo. And the video, very elegantly created.
Ano pa yan pre-pandemic years ago, sinulat ko yung lyrics lang naman. Hindi naman yung musika, hindi naman ako manunulat ng musika. Sinulat ko lang yung words, tapos may isang pastor akong kaibigan, yung anak niya ay ginawa lang yung music. So very simple, but I just wanted to share it with you on this a bit cloudy morning on Straight Talk.
But watching the video makes you want to visit or makes you want to fly to Antique immediately.
Yes. Pag kayo vaccinated na, pag safe na lumipad, I invite you to Antique, my home province with 18 municipalities. Pero earlier when we had our banter, minention mo ang Pandan. Kaya ako natutuwa, I don't know kung si Vernon o si Confi
Vernon.
Yes, that in northern Antique, yan ang hometown ng aking lola, ang mga Helia, and that is very near Boracay. It's just across Boracay. Pandan is one of the northernmost town in Antique, in the northern protected landscape. Northern Panay protected landscape, which is legislated as a protected area. Meron dyan maraming kabundukan. The only remaining low-lying forest is found in Pandan. And we also we're the host of, in 2015, what is considered as the cleanest inland river in the Philippines, which is the Bugang River. Yun.
Basically, Senator Loren, you went local, no? But you never really faded from view. So, you have been prominently making news. For one, you are one of those 5 lawmakers who make a stand for the charter amendment. So, what made you vote for the amendment of the 1987 Constitution?
This is only for the economic, but not the political provisions. And I think majority of kongresista ay bumoto in favor because times have changed and perhaps just the economic provisions. But I will submit my explanatory note. Marami akong attachments dyan. Kasi pag pinapapasok natin ang investors at linuluwagan natin ang investments, which is good for livelihood, which is good para umusad ating ekonomiya, pero kailangan ay yung tinatawag na circular economy ay isaalang-alang. Kailangan ang ating extended producers responsibility, in short, irespeto at i-observe ang ating pagrespeto sa ating kalikasan, sa nature at sa environment. So I will have a explanatory note and the must follow rules of our environmental and climate laws and those not yet legislated pero kailangan masunod.
Yung you mentioned circular economy. What do you mean by that? What circular economy that we have to focus on?
Niya, kasi sa buong mundo, 'di ba, sobra na ang waste natin. Sa Pilipinas, isa tayo sa top 3, top 5 na gumagamit ng single-use plastic kaya ang ating mga karagatan, minsan nasasakal na ang mga isda at mga marine animals at marumi ang kapaligiran. Sa circular economy, ibig sabihin, pag ikaw ay producer, pag ikaw ay manufacturer, ay isaalang-alang mo yung pagdadaluyan ng ginagawa mong produkto na maaring biodegradable or maari naman ay reuse, recycle. Actually, may batas na tayo dyan na sinulat ko noong 1998 pa at naisabatas in January of 2001. At yan yung Ecological Solid Waste Management Law where we institutionalize the segregation of waste at source, recycle, and compose. At sa panahon ngayon ng pandemic, napapansin ko ang daming online stores, ang daming nagbebenta, ang dami rin lumawak ang awareness sa segregation, organic, nature, environment, climate. Talagang ang laki ng tinaas ng awareness at ng kanilang implementation ng environmental laws kasi nakita nila yung connection ng ating pangangalaga sa kalikasan at ang ating kalusugan.
So, Madam Senator, no, yung yung inyong support for climate for charter change, nakakabit pa rin sa sa advocacy nga ng ng environmental protection. Anyways, matanong ko lang, 'di ba? Meron kasing mga studies o observations pa lang siguro na masasabi na yung production natin ng waste dumami because of the pandemic, along-lalo sa yung mga maliit na tindahan, yung mga fast food stores, na instead of them using washable plates, they're now using plastics, disposable plastics, para hindi na sila maghugas. And yun ang tingin nila na lesser contact with interaction with other people. Tapos, of course, yung mga waste ng paggamit ng mga mask, yung proper disposal nito. So how do you connect that yung pandemic is naging source ng
mas
lumala,
diba?
Napalala yung production natin ng human waste.
Yeah.
Totoo yan kasi nga una hindi to na plano, hindi anticipated. Malay naman natin tong COVID-19 pandemic. Pangalawa, yung pangangailangan sa ating sanitation, sa ating protection ng ating kalusugan. You're correct, PPEs, gloves, covers, masks, face shields, and most of this are plastic, even utensils. Pero when we can, let's use the reusable. For example, kung bibigyan nyo akong pagkakataon, 1 million.
Yan.
Meron akong palaging
bayong.
Diba?
Back to basic tayo, bayong.
Bayong ay yung aking mga utensils na dinadala, na nariresikulo at nagagamit ko una ay gawa sa bamboo na galing Antique.
Nice. Yeah.
Pangalawa, ito ay aking placemat at napkin na rin at medyo maginaw, pwede na rin. Ganyan. Ito ay patadyong na tela. Pareho na rin ng aking blusa. So, nagdadala ako nito at saka madali naman itong ugasan lang. Ito ay gawa sa coco at ito ay sa bamboo na laganap sa Antique. Tapos, marami pa ako dito. Tumutsaga kayo. Walang sayang sa akin. Ang mga pinaglalagyan ko ng bag, kunya magregalo ako ng konting prutas o may tela, ay ito'y mga na-recycle na mga magazine. At ito naman ay rope na gawa rin namin sa Antique. Sa akin walang sayang. Pero sabi ko naman, sa tumutulong sa akin gumawa nito, pag gumawa ka naman kayo, wag naman yun nandyan yung mukha ko. Diba?
Yeah.
At wag naman siguro ang Tribune. Tapos ito naman ay ginagawang recycled paper. Ba't ka bibili ng mga mamahalin, ng mga makikintab, ng mga gift wrapper, kung pwede man mag-recycle ng paper. Tapos, meron ako gawa sa mga weeds sa bundok ng Antique na lagayan ng pwede rin kubyertos o chopstick.
Nice.
Gawa to ng mga ati ng Antique. Marami akong produkto. Kala mo, tindahan ako eh.
Ma'am, as much as you are sitting back, smelling the flowers in the beautiful, beautiful place called Antique, there's a survey. A survey shows that you are a top contender in the Senate. Are you planning to go back?
Okay. It's February of 2021. The filing is October of this year. So your question is valid because people are talking politics. If you were to ask me, since 1998, I've become senator. I'm very proud of the numerous achievements that I've done in the Senate. Environmental laws, laws on women and children, laws on micro and small and medium enterprises, laws protecting our indigenous people. I'm also very, very fulfilled being in my beautiful province and seeing all my laws being implemented. At sa panahon ng pandemic, parang hindi naramdaman ng Antique ang lubos na kahirapan kasi buhos ng buhos ang tulong, ang bulik sa akin mga kasimanwa. So ang saya-saya ko na doon. Pero marami pa rin akong dapat gawin sa nasyonal. At ang clamor, batay sa survey na sinasabi nyo, ay nandoon. Kaya ako'y nasa crossroad. Kasi ayokong iwanan ang aking sinimulan. 1 year and a half pa lang eh. Imagine, July of 2019. By January of 2020, dumating na ang COVID sa Pilipinas. By March na lockdown na. So, kung isipin mo, half a year pa lang akong congresswoman na lockdown na. Tapos, ang taas-taas ng COVID case certain months sa House of Rep. Kaya ang aming sessions at committee hearings ay hybrid. Iilan lang ang pinipiling nandun, puro kami virtual. So hindi ko talaga na-experience ng lubos ang pagiging congresswoman with more than 300 representatives from all over the country. Marami akong kaibigan, maraming kilala, maraming bagong kakilala. At sa distrito rin, na-limit din ang movements. So, ayan. Ay, maganda yung litrato nyo. Magaling kayo mag-research talaga.
Salamat, Senator Loren.
Aba, maganda yan. Alam mo yung suot ko, yan ay gawang Pilipino din. Yan ay gawa ng Alena sa Carmona, Cavite. Di ba? Ang ganda, no? Yun. Anyway, nabanggit ko yan. So, mahaba ang aking sagot sa tanong ninyo. Kasi, wala pa akong sagot dyan. Ngayon, tatanungin ko kayo. Kung kayo ikukonsultahin ko, Vernon, ikaw muna. Ikaw bata ka ang nagtanong. Ano ba ang dapat gawin?
Yeah, kasi if you really come to think about it, Senator, it's very organic, the survey. Kasi the way you approach it, you are when it's campaign time, your face is not all over the place in campaign buntings. But still people like you, but still people vote for you.
Ang sweet mo naman.
Di ba? Yun po.
Baka maganahan ako niyan.
Yeah.
Well,
Sir.
comfy. Ikaw tatanungin ko kasi love na love kong Antique. Kita naman nyo kung ganong kagandang probinsya ko.
Yeah.
Tapos, yung mga heritage sites, rinirestore ko. Tapos, yung protected area sa Sibalom Natural Park at sa Pandan, yung binanggit nyo, yung may trip pa tayo, ha? Yun. Tapos, yung mga pangangailangan ng aking mga kababayan na ang lolo ko nag-serve ng governor, kapatid niyang lolo ko ay first constitutionalist sa Malolos Convention na pharmacist din. So yung talagang dugo ko galing doon. Pero love na love ko rin, let's say, ang Cordillera. Love ko rin ang Ilocos region. Dahil nanay ko ay family ng farmers at weavers sa Ilocos Norte. By Alabi ako sa Mindanao and I want to help the autonomous region so much. That's why I also filed a bill for BARM. So ang daming dapat gawin nationally, and my work in the international or global arenas also there. I continue to work with the United Nations ISDR on resilience, and I work with the Global Commission on Adaptation in the Netherlands to push the agenda of adaptation. Baka that's another topic we can talk about in your agriculture show, because much of climate adaptation is related to agriculture. Yan. So maybe that's one subject matter. You can probably feature local adaptation measures in agriculture in different regions in the country so that we will learn from each other. In short, ano yung water catchment na paggawa mo niyan? Ano yung early warning system? Ano tong butong tinanim mo na mas maganda rito? Yung mga ganon, climate adaptation sa agrikultura sa Pilipinas. Yan. Kasi yan ang advocacy na tinutulak ko bilang commissioner ng Global Commission on Adaptation, locally led adaptation. Ang haba ng aking sagot sa maikling tanong ni Vernon at hindi pa rin niya makuha ang sagot na gusto niya.
Ma'am, let's go back. Your passion project called Antique. I mean, how do you assess it since you take charge? Where is Antique now?
Aba, ang laki-laki ng in-improve. Sabi nga nila, parang golden age of Antique. Hindi na kami sa backwater. Kilalang-kilala na ang probinsya. But of course, it takes time. After 30 years or 3 decades of almost neglect, pag titignan mo ang mga proyekto sa Antique, parang huli na. Palagi na lang yung ibang probinsya, Iloilo, Aklan. Pero ang Antique noon, parang tira-tira ang nangyayari. Ngayon, tuwan-tuwa ang mga tao dahil nararamdaman nila ang mga biyaya, ang mga bulig, suporta mula sa national government. Whether it is Dole Tupad Cash for Work, which is a very helpful program of government, or the Dole Pangkabuhayan, which is a program to help micro-enterprises, or the DTI Shared Services Facilities, which is an implementation of my law in my first term, which is the Micro and Small and Medium Enterprises Law na tumutulong sa ating mga small entrepreneurs, or yung ating test the training also, at saka yung ating mga DOST even. We have programs with DOST for their community empowerment for science and technology. So ang dami, natutuwa ako na yung mga batas ko ay ini-implement sa probinsya ko. Let's say, DOST says, parang wala masyado nakakaalam nun. Ano ba yan? Ito ay community empowerment through science and technology, at nagtayo na ng brick making facility sa University of Antique dahil mayaman ang lupa sa clay. At marami dyan potters wala lang silang pondo, walang kiln para magtayo ng brick oven, kaya ang DOST ay nag-partner with the academe. At yan ay in-initiate ko, I think even before I was congresswoman. Isa lang yan sa maraming initiatives. For example, we're a community of weavers. Patay na ang weaving. Pero years ago, I decided, talento, nandyan ang talento, nandyan ang natural resource. Bakit hindi ipagtugma yan? Sabi nila, una, walang looms. Pangalawa, walang weaving center. Kaya, tinayuan ang weaving center ng National Commission on Culture, binigyan natin ng handlooms and threads. Sabi na, walang cotton. Di nagpatanim ako ng cotton, and then nagtayo ang PhilFIDA, ang Fiber Development Authority, under Department of Agriculture, ng cotton processing facility sa Patnongon, sa Antique. So see, in a way, this is a circular economy. You plant, you harvest, you process manually, you provide livelihood, you help the market, and people buy. And you sustain the lives of people. It's sustainable livelihood. Ilan lang yan sa ating mga ginagawa para mabigyan ng pangabuhian, as we call it in our Kinaray language, or kabuhayan ang ating mga kababayan. Yan. Nagtatanim ako ng puno, alam naman nyo, naku, daang-daang libo na, kundi milyon pa, 1998 pa, nagtatanim ako. Magaling kayo mag-research. O yun.
Yeah.
Hindi ko alam kung saan itong matagal na ito eh. O bata pa ako niyan, di ba? O yun.
Senator Loren, siguro nga, no? All the more reason that you have to...
Ito, natutuwa ako sa picture na ito. This is in the National Museum sa hibla ng lahing Pilipino nung si Queen Sofia ng Spanya ay nagpunta rito. At ang ating mga katutubo galing sa Ifugao ay nagpunta sa National Museum at nag-perform ng hudhud ng kanilang mga ancestral chant.
Senator Loren, siguro pa all the more reason that you have to go back to a national position kasi 'di ba when you've always been a national figure and then nung naging representative kayo ng Antique, you discovered, sabi niyo nga po kanina sa introduction, is mahirap pala sa LGU, and I also noticed that as a journalist na there's a disconnect between what the national government is saying and what the LGU are experiencing. And then siguro if you go back because of your experience, you can bridge that disconnect between the LGU and the national government, and you can implement those things on a nationwide scale.
Yes. You're very correct kasi yung disconnect between national policy at local government hanggang sa grassroots, naiintindihan ba? Nai-implement ba? Napopondohan ba? Tama ba implementation? Doon ang hamon. At doon kailangan ang mga leader sa national man o sa lokal ay marunong magpaliwanag, naintindihan yung challenges on the ground. Ginawa namin batas, pero hindi pala pwede kasi ganito. So, kayang mag-innovate, di ba?
Dako po tayo sa COVID-19 battle. You actually asked the national and local governments to come up with an immunization battle plan. This is prompted by the entry of the new UK variant. So, with governments working in silos, how do you plan to make this happen, and how do you propose knocking these barriers down?
Yung ating, I'm sorry, Vernon,
yung
vaccines?
Yes, ma'am.
Yung immunization plan niyo po to...
Immunization plan, yes.
Yes.
Unang-una ay maglulunsad ang IATF ng malawakang immunization program. At uunahin ang ating mga frontliners, health workers, all of that. Dapat din natin i-engage ang local governments at ang pribadong sektor. Dahil alam natin ang pondo naman ng national government ay limitado at hindi dapat pagpilitan ang isang klase ng vaccine na gusto ng gobyerno at dapat may karapatang pumili ayon din sa kanyang paniniwalang mas magaling o ayon sa abiso ng kanyang medical practitioner sa mga doktor. Yun. Kaya dapat by now, geographically, naka-layout na ang plano. Sinong mauuna, sinong pangalawang tier, pangatlong tier. Hanggang yung mga bansang mayayaman sa Europa nahihirapan. Hanggang ang Germany, angalan ng angal ang mga lider at ang mga tao dahil medyo hindi matagumpay at mabagal daw ang pag-roll out ng vaccine immunization process nila. So, kung sila nasanay sa efficiency, the German efficiency, nababagalan at may hamon, tayo pa kaya, geographically, isla-isla tayo. Paano yun? So, the battle plan should be ready by now. Dapat yan online naka-upload. Dapat yan sa pahayagan. Dapat yan pinag-uusapan ninyo. Alam na ninyo, kailan ako? Kailan ang aking sektor? Kailan ang mga millennials? Kami ba ay huli? Tanong mo, kayo. O, kailan ang mga lolo at lolo nyo? At paano ipapatupad? Ito ba'y sa mga barangay health center? Pampublikong ospital? O pwede rin ba ang mga sa syudad na mga private clinics and hospitals? Paano yung mga nag-i-import na private sector? Saan ang storage nila? Paano ang transport? Paano dadalhin sa ospital para yung pulmonologist mo or immunologist ang magtuturok sa iyo o yung authorized na nurse? You know, these are many questions lurking in my mind. I do not have the answer to this, but this is what the IATF and the DOH, I believe, must have by now. Hindi lang yung pagpili ng tamang vaccine at maraming pagpipilian dyan, kundi yung pag-roll out ng mga vaccines from the day of signing of the agreement to the procurement, to the importation, to the arrival, to the storage, to the transportation, to the rollout geographically, and which sectors and who are authorized to vaccinate and who will be on the first line of vaccination up to the second, third tier henceforth. Yun. And the prices. And we must make sure that hindi mag-take advantage ang mga sindikato, ang mga criminal syndicates na baka lokohin ang mahihirap, ang ibang tao o baka i-overprice. Diba? So, all of this, hindi madali. This should all be addressed. And so we should have this battle plan, so to speak, insofar as immunization is concerned.
You mentioned, Senator Loren, you mentioned the DOH as one of the agencies that should be leading this battle plan against for the rollout of the COVID vaccination. So, do you think the DOH under the leadership of Secretary Duque is adequately addressing not only yung pag-combat sa COVID, kundi pati yung pag-rollout ng upcoming vaccines from different suppliers?
I would like to know more information. I know hindi madali ang kanyang trabaho and he's been highly criticized by many sectors. Ako'y hindi na ako nag-criticize because it's just too much and I understand ang hirap, how difficult it could be. But what I ask, and karapatan ng taong bayan, ay malaman. Kailan ba? Ano ba? Ilan ba? Paano ba? And this should all be addressed.
There's a place in Congressman Legarda's heart that's reserved for nature, as attested to by the bills she filed in the noble pursuit of its preservation. Learn how Mrs. Legarda is using everything she has in her power when we come back in Straight Talk.
And we're back. Alam mo, Vernon, the more videos I watch
Yeah.
about Antique, the more
The more you wanna come. Yeah.
yeah, the more I want to fly there. Pake na tayo. Punta na tayo.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm glad binanggit po nyo. May flights naman twice a week ang PAL. And nung ako'y senador, pag nag-hearing ang DOTR, binibiro ako ni Senate Minority Leader Frank Drilon when he was Senate President. Ako, sa Antique, ang inyong airport, hindi naman kailangan ng pondo niyan, kailangan nyo kambing. Kasi puro weeds, ganun. Hindi pa ako congresswoman noon. Sabi ko, huwag ka naman ganyan. Sabi ko, di bale, balang araw, mapapaganda yung airport at parang Iloilo din. Tapos, ngayong congresswoman ako, I'm happy to say na na-improve yung airport and a new terminal building is being done. The runway has been is being widened, and there are flights since when I was still senator. At the last year of my term, I was able to ask Philippine Airlines to fly to Antique. At the time, sabi nila, saan ba yun? Paano kami lilipad doon? Sabi ko, hindi, pinaayos ko na yung airport. And so, there are twice a week flights dati, Clark to San Jose, Antique. And during the pandemic, lumuwag ang NAIA. So nagkaroon na ng flights from NAIA to San Jose, Antique twice a week. But you can also fly via Katiklan, which is a takeoff to Boracay, and from Katiklan, which is in Malay Aklan, only 30 minutes by land on nice cemented roads to Pandan, my hometown, in a northern Antique.
So that's Antique as never seen before, no? I mean, which is ironic kasi, di ba, the top of mind is always Palawan, Boracay.
Pag sa area na yan.
Boracay, when in fact, Antique is just so close to Antique.
And has a lot to offer din, di ba?
Yeah.
In fact,
Yes.
more, it can offer more.
And that is why,
Yes, it's a hidden gem. It's a treasure where the mountains meet the sea.
siguro kahit yun yung reason for no?
Heritage, it has culture,
Yes.
it has nature.
It has all the elements to attract both foreign and local tourists. So
Yes.
Speaking of domestic affairs, can you discuss yung further yung nabanggit nyo kayo ng local adaptation sa local farming and yung recent bill nyo on about that will benefit the
Forest
farmers.
garden.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes. Unang-una, ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, na-realize sa mga tao na kailangan pala wag lang tayo bili ng pagkain at wag mag-rely sa importation o sa malayong pinanggagalingan ng pagkain. The nearer the source of the food is, the better. Pangalawa, ang daming nawala ng trabaho, madaming underemployed, at maraming lumipat sa probinsya. Anong dapat gawin? Simple po. Grow your own food. Hanggang kaya. Kung meron kayong farm sa probinsya, so much the better. Magtanim ng gulay. Sabihin nyo, anong klaseng gulay? Bahay, kubo, kahit munti, ang halaman doon ay sari-sari. Kaya yung mga gulay ng bahay kubo, itanim po natin. Masarap, pang araw-araw na kinakain. Pag kayo'y sa syudad at nakatira sa apartment o sa maliit na lugar, ay walang lugar pang tanim. Pwede natin tanungin sa pinakamalapit na open space sa barangay, pwede bang magtanim tayo? Kung hindi pwede, maski sa bote, sa lata, sa plastic, implementation of my ecological solid waste management law. Ay doon natin ilagay yung food waste sa loob ng mga bote, lata, plastic, at bumili na lang ng konting soil para ihalo natin yung food waste at yung soil. At kung meron kayo makikitang mga dry twigs o mga dahon na luma ay na tuyot, ayan, ang galing nyo, na-research ninyo. Yan ay shampoo yata. Yan ay sa Barangay Nyogan at pinapakita namin kasama ng Mother Earth Foundation ni Sonia Mendoza kung paano gamitin ang mga plastic na pwede naman gamitin pang herbs. I think yan, oregano yata yung sumibol dyan eh. So every open space, kung maswerte kayo at meron sa probinsya, very good. Maski na sa Maynila, kung meron maliit na backyard, bakit hindi? Maski na sa condominium o sa apartment o maliit na recycled plastic na mga paso, pero hindi ko tanim yan. Regalo sa akin yan na orchid. Yun ay, alam mo yung damit ko, paulit-ulit ha. 3 beses ko na nakita sa programa nyo. Nagkakahiya, paulit. Kasi uniforme ko to eh. Yun sa letrato kanina, yung isang letrato pa rin. Di bale? Pero ibig ko lang sabihin. So, grow your own food. You can grow your flowers, you can grow your herbs, maski na kangkong, talbos ng kamote, hanggang sa roof, kung makakaakyat sa roof. Then, naresikulo mo ang iyong bote, lata, plastic, at nakatanim ka pa ng maski anong kayang kainin. Yun yung buod ng Forest Garden Act. In short, yung garden, imbis na puro beautification, na hindi masama kasi maganda, pero ginagawa nating forest na pwedeng kainin. Ang mga gumagawa rin yan na magaling, yung down to earth, taga Laguna sila na couple, sila ay gumagawa naman ng vertical garden. Parang drum, tapos yung drum butas-butas, tapos tinatamnan ng iba't ibang mga gulay at herbs yung drum. At meron doon vermicompost sa loob ng drum. So maraming mga innovation na low-tech. Okay, ano yung locally led adaptation? Ang ibig sabihin po ng adaptation, climate adaptation, ay yung pag-a-adjust natin, yung pag-aakma ng ating buhay sa pagbabago ng klima. Example po, nako, walang tubig. Nako, masela ng tubig. Kaya, maglagay po tayo ng water catchment. Yung alulot ng bahay ay lagyan ng connection sa water catchment para pag umulan, imbis na diretsyo sa lupa, ay nasasalo ng water catchment. Yung water catchment po, lagyan ng gripo at doon tayo sasalo at yun ang pang tubig sa ating mga gulayan na linalagay sa bote, lata o plastic. In so doing, hindi po nasasayang ang tubig ulan at meron na tayong pang tubig kung walang tubig sa tap. Isa po yun, water catchment. Pangalawa po, yung sinabi ko ng bote, lata, plastic or any available recyclable waste ay pwede pong pangtamnan ng dekorasyon or mas maganda ng kinakain. That is locally led adaptation. Pangatlo po, let's say karatig by the sea. Tapos mga storm surge, malakas. Eh wala naman pondo yung LGU para sa semento at sa engineering works. Maari po magtanim ng maraming mangroves dahil ang natural buffer po laban sa storm surge ay yung mga bakawan na tinatawag. Sana may picture. Ako hindi nyo na-research. Yung aking mga mangroves. Yun. Imbis na pagpuputol, illegal yan. Ang mga mangrove, magtanim ng mga mangroves. Tapos, pang-apat, ano pa ba yung early warning system? Ano ba yun? Kling, kling, kling. Meron ba akong kling, kling, kling dito? Kling, kling, kling. Hindi naman kailangan high-tech lahat. Paano yung cellphone? Paano yung email? Paano yun sa mga digitization, online platform? Eh kung walang kuryente, kung walang internet. Sa Bangladesh, alam mong ginawa nila, ay red flags. Nangangapit bahay pag meron darating na hurricane. So, ibig sabihin, nag-a-adjust sila sa pinaka-low-tech na paraan pag walang teknolohiya. Yan. That's part of locally led adaptation. Isa pa, pag kumakain ako ng saging nasaba. Dami kong props, no? Kasi hindi naman props yan, almusal ko eh.
Senator Loren, in the bigger...
Tapos nito, hindi pa ako tapos. Yung balat nito, hindi sayang. Gagawin ko tong organic fertilizer. Yun, si Perno naman. Yan. Okay. Oh, see?
Yeah.
Ay, tanong mo, Vernon.
Senator Loren, in the bigger scheme of things, you have grand ambition for the planet. So, let's talk about your resolution urging the Climate Change Commission of the Philippines to submit to the Paris Agreement. So, what can we benefit from accession
Tama
to this pact po?
Una, tayo naman ay signatory na sa Paris Agreement. Ako ang nag-sponsor niyan bilang senador a few years ago. At kami pa ni Secretary Pahe, I think 2015, nagpunta sa New York para isumite ang ating paglalagda sa Paris Agreement. Yan, nagsasalita ako niyan, I think, sa France yan. Okay. So, ang bawat bansa ay dapat magsumite ng NDC na tinatawag, the Nationally Determined Contribution. Medyo technical, ibig lang sabihin, anong plano ba ng bansang ito? Anong plano ng Pilipinas sa agrikultura, sa enerhiya, sa transport, at iba pa. Hindi nakasumite ang Pilipinas ng Disyembre 31. Ngayon ay tinatapos nila at ginagawa nilang mas ambisyoso, na mas maganda ang submission ng Pilipinas. So, I found the resolution because I was quite unhappy na hindi nakasubmit ang Pilipinas. Sabi nila, dahil nahuli daw ang mga agencies of government. O sige na. Pero ngayon, ini-improve nila yung submission to make it ambitious, meaning gagandahan ang ating mga ambisyon para hindi tayo masyadong nagpo-pollute, at the same time, ang ating adaptation, ang ating pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay na sinabi kong mga simpleng pamamaraan ay papaigtingin sa mga communities.
Senator Loren, dako tayo sa personal life, if you will. I mean, may mga tanong yung mga netizens dito. So, fast talk po. This is from Johnson Libiran. How do you successfully balance your work and personal life for that matter, especially with the multi-roles you have as a lady boss and as a mother po?
Well, nung bata ako, siguro mas, terror, nung sa ABS ako. Maybe my first term in the Senate, stricter. I'm still very strict now with myself, with my standards, with my staff, with everybody. But we learn to balance, to, as you say, stop, pause, and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
So I don't just stop, pause, and smell the flowers. I plant the flowers and I harvest the flowers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I realized, well, during the pandemic especially, that you must learn to pause and reflect, because life is not just all about material things. You can't take it with you, diba? It's not all about accomplishments, because at the end of the day, what will you ask yourself? Did you make someone happy? Were you able to help this person? Did you make the life of this child better?
Yeah.
Did you make the world a better place to live in? So I balanced, and after having gone through so much in life, I've had successes, but many, many pains and struggles. I realized what's not for you is not for you. Huwag mong pagpilitan. Yan. At huwag kang maiinggit, huwag kang magagalit, huwag mong pipilitin ang hindi sa'yo. Tanggapin mo. Tapos, pagbutihin mo ang kaya mong gawin. Yun. So you learn to balance, you learn acceptance, you learn tolerance, you learn patience, and you learn forgiveness, and you learn to move on. I think that's the way to inner peace. That's the way to keep peace with yourself, with people, with the environment. So balance everything. So you learn to watch the sunrise and the sunset. I'm a sunset chaser.
Yeah.
Oo, sa Antica. Maski sa kami, nangangampanya, may, ganyan. Hihinto ako pag bandang 5:30 na hihinto. Tatakbo ako sa may karagatan o sa may coconut tree. Kung saan nakita ko, ay nako, maski sa beach makita namin. para iba-ibang picture ng sunset. Naku, hindi kayo nag-research. Ang dami kong sunset. Pakita nyo sana, oh. Ang dami-dami kong sunset.
Hindi bale, Senator Loren, meron pa naman tayong susunod na mga interviews pa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ito po galing sa akin, Senator Loren. I'm just very, very curious. What's your plan on Valentine's Day? I mean, you said you have no time for life and you are not a cougar. So, yes.
Kasi, ang Valentine naman, ayoko maging KJ.
Yeah.
Every day naman should be Valentine's Day. Bakit isang araw lang sa 365 days, right?
Yeah.
Parang napaka-commercial naman na yung araw na yun lang ikaw magmamahal. Di ba dapat araw-araw? So kung anong gagawin ko sa araw na yun, ano bang araw yun?
Sunday.
Yan ay go.
Yes,
O araw yan ang pahinga. So ang pahinga, you pause and smell the flowers.
And plant them.
Siguro magtatanim ako ng gulay, mag-harvest ng bok choy, ng pechay, di ba? Nagtutuyo ako ng buto. That is part of adaptation.
Yeah.
Lahat ng kinakain ko, hindi ko tinatapon ng buto, ay tinatanggal, tinutuyo, tapos tinatanim sa paso, sumisibol. Tatanim or pinamimigay.
It's been a pleasure
having
Senator Legarda. Yeah.
Tapos na?
But we don't want to take much of your time because we know you're busy and
No,
actually you're sporting a headache kanina pa.
Yes, no, actually kanina, sabi ko, paano ba ito? May headache. Yeah.
But still, pinagbigyan nyo kami.
I'm okay. I hope that you enjoyed this banter and chit-chat and pasensya, medyo cowboy ako. I'm very, very casual. And I enjoyed your questions. And I hope that we could have another one on agriculture.
Yes, ma'am, we will. We want to have you sa aming agri show.
Yes, and I can talk about, and we will prepare our photos on agriculture in Antique. Sarap ang aming mga tanim doon, yung aming kamote. Ang sarap, yung saba galing Antique, yung aming sweet kamote galing sa uplands, galing din sa Antique. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vernon, Comfy. Salamat sa management, editorial staff of Tribune. More power to you. Salamat sa mga directors and staff of Straight Talk. You keep safe. And keep up all this good work of providing information during this time of pandemic.
Senator Loren, sorry, our apologies. Mayroong pahabol na tanong dito. Any plans aside from politics and environment?
Any plans?
Do you have any plans aside from politics and the environment?
Ang dami pa. Ang interest ko, hindi lang environment, because I like micro enterprises, di ba? Weaving and small enterprises. As I said, I like planting and agriculture. Yung aking isang advocacy is the protection of women and children's rights. Yung linalabanan ko ang mga nag-aabuso ng kabataan at ang kababaihan. Yung aking batas na Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, yung pagbabawal ng pangangalakal ng mga babae at mga bata. Ang isa pang advokasya ko, yung jobs, dahil author ako ng PESO Law, Public Employment Service Office, para magkaroon ng matching, magkatrabaho ang mga tao. So, ang dami-dami pa.
Okay. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagpapaunlak sa amin sa umagang ito. Again, hopefully po makasama namin muli kayo. Don't be surprised kung one of these days, within this week, paladahan namin kayo ng invitation para sa aming agri show naman to be hosted by one of our editors.
Thank you so much, Comfy and Vernon. Did I say it correct? Yes. Duro gid nga salamat, palangga ko kamo sa mga nanunood mula sa Antique. Thank you so much. God bless. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Senator Loren Legarda. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good morning. And I am Comfy Manalo.
I am Vernon Velasco.
And this is Straight Talk.